Good morning, all. It's a nice sunny day outside. You'd think it was springtime. Now here we have a B&R ACOPOS 1180 servo drive, and its model number is 8V1180.00-2. The problem with this servo drive, they had power to the plug but would not run feeder. The feeder's losing speed. It should be at 80%. That's the customer's complaint. So the very first thing I like to do when I get a drive in the shop is to make sure that U, V, and W, L1, L2, and L3 is not shorted to bus plus and bus ground. Now this connector right here, we have U, V, W. Here's B plus and B minus. That's for your regenerative braking resistor connection. On the other side, we have L1 here, L2, L3. This is your line in. Now we have two parallel connections for the DC bus and the bus ground. They label it plus DC1, plus DC2, minus DC1, and minus DC2. This is your bus connections to the bus connectors, to the bus capacitors. I can speak. So we're going to set our meter in diode test mode. Can't see, I'll turn the light on. If we can't see what that says, I'll go ahead and read it off to you. Are we in the frame? Yes, we are. Okay. I'm going to take my black lead and I'm going to put it on bus plus, and we're going to go L1. We have a voltage diode drop of 0.500. Here's bus plus to L2, voltage diode drop of 0.509, L3 with the red lead, voltage diode drop of 0.506. Now we're going to reverse the leads. We're going to put the red lead on bus ground, black lead on L1. We have a voltage diode drop of 0.490. Here's L2 with the black lead, 0.494 voltage diode drop. Here's L3, voltage diode drop 0.496. Line side is not shorted. Now we're going to go bus plus with the black lead, and we're going to go over here to the other side to U. Looks like U is open to bus plus. Here's V. We have OL in the meter. So bus plus to V is open. Here's W. Bus plus to W is open. Let's reverse the leads. We're going to put our red lead on bus ground. Here's U with the black lead. We have voltage diode drop of 0.384. Here is V with the black lead, 0.379. Here's W with the black lead, 0.385. Let's go ahead and we'll check the regenerative braking resistor connections. This is RB plus with the black lead. There's 0.907. Here's RB minus with the black lead. We're still on bus ground, and that's open. Let's put our black lead on bus plus. Here's RB plus. Okay, they're connected. And here's RB minus. That's open. So the only odd thing I saw was from bus plus to U, V, and W, we had no voltage diode drops. They were open. Now we were trying to figure out how to take this servo drive apart. First, let's take these connectors off, if we can, if they'll come off. It's possible we need to loosen the screws to the terminals. I'm not sure how this drive comes apart. I have never been into one of these drives. So we are going to there we go, that's what we needed to do. Needed to loosen the terminals. Yeah, so I've never been into one of these drives. And whenever you're going into something for the first time, it can be a puzzle. There we go. Turn it down. Alright, we have all the connectors removed. This looks like a fuse. Let's pull this fuse and we'll check it. Okay, the fuse is good. We had good continuity through the fuse. Let's put that back in. I'm going to pull these little cards right here. Looks like communications cards. Come on. Oh, there's screws down here on the bottom. They will have to come out. Get a bucket to put all my screws in. There we go, there's one card. Wow, that's complex. This card is known as the AC 112, AC 112. Set that right there. Have y'all ever had to take something apart that you had never been into before? Okay. Come on. Okay, what's our hold up on that one? Let me see if I got that screw undone. There's a little Phillips screw up here. You can look down through these holes right here and see the Phillips head. There it goes. Okay. This card is labeled AC 123, AC 123. Set that one right there. Now we'll have to reinstall these cards in the order that they came out. I'm going to set this stuff over out of the way so I can turn that drive whichever way I need to get it disassembled. I'm really curious as to why we had no voltage diode drops on the UVW to plus bus. I'm curious about that. When we get inside, we'll find out why. It's possible there's an internal contactor or something like that that's holding us out from those diode drops. Let's take flashlight, look down in here. Okay, these are just two cover plates right here. We may have to take those off. Let's go ahead and take those off. There's no cards in these slots, so they have a cover plate. Set these over here with the two cards. I like taking things apart. It's a lot of fun. Going back together can be a little difficult. Let's take some pictures of the inside here. Okay. I've been taking pictures. I took pictures before I turned on the movie camera so that I knew where all the connectors plug into and how the cards are oriented. And it's always a good thing to take pictures if you can, if you got a camera. Helps in putting many of these things back together. Let's see where do we have to go now? I'm going to run these Phillips screws down so they won't fall out. You'd have one of those fall into the bottom of the drive or fall off onto the floor and get lost. If y'all dropped anything around your floor in your shop, you know that when they hit the floor, they disappear. Here's some Phillips screws, or I'm sorry, here's some Allen stock screws right here. Let's see if we can take those off. Find out what they are first. Okay. My father was real good at taking things apart. When he got out of the Air Force back in '68 or '69, after he came back from Vietnam, he picked up a job with Pratt & Whitney. And so we lived up in Rockville, Connecticut. The Pratt & Whitney plant was up in Hartford. Piece of plastic broke off. Have to super glue that back on. Let's not lose that. those screws out. Let's go over here and see if there's something else holding us up over here. Like we'll take this plate off. We're going to get in this thing one day. It might not be today. Look at that. The plastic is cracking. That's that one piece that broke off. So we have to be a little bit careful about that. Let's go ahead and take these 3 Allen stock screws off. Stripped out. Well, we might not get in there today. Come on, the washer down here, I gotta get out. Hopefully this side don't have to come out. Yeah, that one's stripped out. It's really, it's going to be an aggravating job right here, it looks like. Okay, let's see. That's going to come off. Okay. Let's see if we can leave that wall on there. Maybe all we're going to do is take these parts off. Hopefully. Let me pull up a chair here. Nothing's ever easy, is it? One stripped out screw. Broken plastic pieces. They're going to have to get super glued back together. Four screws up in the card cage here. Let's go ahead and take those out. This is an interesting puzzle. here is we're trying to get to that IGBT power module to find out why we didn't have UV and W voltage diode drops to plus bus. I'm very curious about that. That could be our problem. We're still stuck. Looks like we're going to have to get that. Right here must hinge up. We're going to have to get that screw out of there somehow. This one right here, the stripped out Allen stock screw. It's got to come out because I believe that I see 3 hinge points right here. 1, 2, 3, 4 hinge points right here. And I believe that this gray part swings up and out of the way, and that'll allow us to get this board off right here. But that right there, that Allen stock screw is holding us up. Okay. Hold on there, sweetheart. We'll get you out somehow. Alright, let's take a break, folks. We'll come back in a little bit after I've figured out a solution for getting that Allen stock screw out. The only thing I can think of is we're going to try to drill the head off of that screw. Lift up. We can lift up that panel. Get inside, maybe. Ain't no turning back now. That's a tough screw. It's not giving up very easily. About halfway there. Don't want no metal shavings to get down in the dry. Short something out. There it goes. There it goes. There's the head right there. Washer out. Use the washer. Get all the metal shavings on there. Magnet's picking up the metal shavings. Yeah, I think I got them all. Alright. Thank you, drill. You did good. Do now. Alright, we're getting loose. Pull the fuse out. That goes through the cover. Shoot that in there. There! Look, we're in! Finally! Oh, what a mess. Okay, what's our hold up now? I gotta get me a chair over here and see what we're doing. Okay. Not sure which way I gotta go with those hinges. Oh, there we go. Okay. Look at all this orange metallic dust in here. This drive come out of a welding machine. You have this orange dust that's going to have to get cleaned off of everything. That's probably half our problem right there, why the thing's not working. Sometimes I think that these drives get sent into us just so they can get cleaned up, not for no other reason. Let's see, let me get a flashlight in here. That must plug in somehow. Okay, we got a screw right there, and there's a screw right here. These 3 Allen stock screws out. I think possibly see the reason why this shouldn't come out. Let's get up in here. Let's look in here for more screws. It might, if I take that one off, take this one out, let's try it. Let's see what happens if we do that. Come here, chair. It's the hazards of being the first one to go into this unit. Now the folks at the factory that put this drive together, they know exactly how it comes apart. They've probably done it 400,000 times. But little old me, we've only done it one time. If there's anything underneath this. Gosh, it moves like it wants to come out. It's plugged in somehow. It's probably over here on the card cage. Okay, that's loose. You see, just gently try to pry up on this, maybe get it disconnected. It's loose. This would be the control board right here. So we have all the power stage right here. And this would be the brains for the drive. I don't know how to get it removed from the power section. Looks like something over here is holding this up. Remove this plate right here. See if there's something underneath that we're not seeing. Wow, look at all of this factory crud right here. You can tell that nobody's ever gone into this drive before except us. Now let's see. I want to get the control out of the way. Nope, nothing there. Nothing there holding this up. looked over on this bracket right here. Okay, I think we got it. Okay, where's our hole right now? The hardware's loose, but something's holding us up. Oh, there it is, that little connector right there. Let's see if we, there's a ribbon cable connector right there. You have to undo that. It's got a clip. On there, I'll have to unclip that. Okay, let me get my overhead lights on. Off. Alright, we got both sides of the clipper off. There's our parts bucket out. And a little clip on there, holding that ribbon cable on. Now we can undo it. Is there anything else? Yes, we're going to have to get a picture of that. Cooling fan wire goes to this first connector down here. We want to make sure we get that plugged back into the proper connector. So we're going to take a picture of it. Okay. Yes, we got a good picture of that. Now we're going to do the heatsink cooling fan wire right there. Plug, there's two connectors side by side right there. So I want to make sure I get it plugged back into the right connector when we go to put it back together. Okay, let's set this out of the way. Now we have to remove these boards up on top, so we can get down to the IGBT, which is going to be mounted to the heatsink assembly. Whew. Well, I don't even know if we're halfway there. Screw here. Looks like those might be able to stay. Looks like a choke right here. So these screws, these two wires, I think they go to the fuse holder. Let me look under here. Yes, these red and black wires go to the fuse holders. Let's see if we can take those off first. We'll get a good picture of that. So we get the red and black wires put back into the place they belong. There's a screw right there. Let's get pictures of all the screws we're going to remove. All right. One wire. There's the black and red wires disconnected. Get a picture of those stake terminals down there. Okay. We'll undo the screws. I hope none of these screws get stripped out. It's hard enough you had to undo one with the drill and a drill bit. Hate to have to do multiple removing the heads of screws, so get farther down into this drive. Now, if y'all hadn't already done so, I'd really appreciate it if you'd like and subscribe to my channel and to this video. I try to put up a lot of useful information if I can. Sometimes I run off the rails, but normally the videos that I make are fairly informative. I'd really appreciate it if you could. Bit. Okay, let's find out what bit that one is. Got two nuts on this side. Let's see if I can find the right wrench. Size 7mm. Okay. Get the fuse wires out to the hole. There we go. A little insulator plate right there. Don't forget that when we go back together. We'll get a picture of that. We're probably going to spend half a day cleaning the factory dust off of this drive. That orange metallic dust. Not a good sign for a drive when you got that all over the place. Okay. Let's see what we got now. Here's the fuse holder wires. There's the fuse holder. Here's the capacitor board. It looks like these posts and a few nuts and bolts are holding it down. Let me see if the posts go all the way through. Yes, they do. They go all the way through to the bottom board, so these posts are going to have to come off too. These are conductive posts. They conduct the the current from that board that was above it that we just got done taking the screws off of down to these boards right here where the capacitors are and the IGBT down there. Okay, we'll start with the screws. Let's take those off. Picture first, so I know where everything goes back. There we go. We got our pictures. Let's get another bucket. Get a separate bucket for these ones. Try to keep all the screws separated for each board. That's all the screws. Now for the conducting posts. Don't forget the insulators. They got little insulators on those posts. So we can't forget the insulators. Let's see. Flashlight here. Looks like most of them run through the board, and there's only two that we have to take off from this side. Look, yeah. Let's take these two off. Coming off. Well, it's not coming up. Why not? Let me look again. Ah. I see what's going on. This feeds into another standoff on the bottom, and the one on the bottom is turning at the same time the one on top is turning. Let me put this one back over here. Have to get a wrench on the bottom. Got to get a wrench on the bottom to hold it from turning. A little bit bigger than that. There it is. Let me get on the bottom one. Now we can turn the top one while we hold the bottom one from turning. There we go. It's coming off now. so we can do the same thing to this other one. Insulators on this one again so that we don't forget that they go on there. Alright, now this will lift off. Almost there. Set this over here. Now what have we got to do? Just take a picture. Got to be real close to that IGBT. This one's going to be a little bit tricky because all of these posts and these standoffs right here are going to have to come up. Now this right here looks like where the IGBT is, right here. Okay. Go ahead and pull these off first. Take the insulators off of the standoff posts. Those will be the easiest ones to take off. This right here has to be probably the most difficult drive I've ever taken apart, mechanically wise. I've had drives where there was just wires going everywhere. And they were the scariest ones to take apart, because if you get a wire in the wrong place, you could destroy a drive. But mechanically, hardware wise, this is probably the most difficult drive I've ever had to take apart. Give me another parts bucket for this layer. Well, that's interesting. Let's leave that on there. It goes through the board. I thought it was holding the board and transferring current to another layer, but it goes through the board. Oh, come on. Okay. Turn this a little bit so I can get some more torque on this one. It looks like there's some Allen stock screws that I'm going to have to remove. Let's go ahead and take that one off. We'll take this one off too. Okay. Let's pull those Allen stock screws. I hope they don't strip out. Please, 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 please. Don't strip out. These are the screws that are holding the IGBT to the heat sink, and I'm not sure what this is over here, but there's two screws right here, two Allen stock screws. But these four over here on the right side, they're holding the IGBT. So when we get this board off, we'll get to see what is on this side. That has to be held down to the heat sink. Alright, as far as I can tell, that's all the screws. Let's see what we get here. For some reason we're held up over here on this side. This side wants to come up, but this side don't. What's holding us up over there? far as I can tell, we got all the screws out. Looks like a riveted bolt right here and right here. There's a bolt that goes down through the other side. Let's see what we got. Is that a nut or a screw? Looks like the resistor bracket, but that should come right up. So what's holding this up over here? You can see, I don't know if y'all can see it, but I'll try to show it to you. There's these resistors right here. There's 4 stacked up on each other, and that part of the board that's not coming up is because these standoffs right here, but they don't seem to be fixed. So if I were to lift up on that board right there, it should pop right out. But I don't see what's holding it up. It's not bolted down to anything, it doesn't look like. Okay. See, it's loose over there. Come on. Be nice. Oops, sorry about that. Earthquake. The drive bumped into the tripod. We're going to take this mounting bracket off over here and see if that helps us to get that resistor stack out of the way here. Okay, there's that. I'm going to run these back in so we know where they go. Alright, the bracket's out of the way. Does that help? Yes, that does help. Somehow, the bracket was in the way. Okay, what's the hole up there? Feels like there's a wire. It looks like some kind of a thermal device. Put the bracket over there with the other parts. Now we'll have to figure out how to reach up underneath there and get that thermal undone. If it is a thermal, I think it is. Heat sink thermal. Oh, come on. Don't get in there. flashlight. It's some kind of a connector. Let me get a picture of that. Okay, I'm going to see if I can disconnect it. It's a connector, all right. Down through this hole right here. Let's see if I can pop that connector off from this end. Give us a little inspection hole so we can make sure that that thermal, heatsink thermal is hooked up. Makes for easy disconnection too. It's hard to reach out underneath this board. Come on. I can't get that tool in there. There's no lock on it that I can see. Well, let's do it the hard way. We'll unscrew the heat sink from the, there's a screw right here that's holding the thermal to the heat sink. We'll just unscrew that. I'm trying to fight that connector. There we go. Okay, that's done. There's the thermal right there. And it was screwed to the heat sink right here, and there's the little white connector, and I couldn't get that disconnected. I'll set this on the floor, come back to that in a little bit. I want to put that screw, that thermal screw, back on the heat sink so I don't lose it. Also be a little bit of a reminder to myself that I got to hook that thermal back to the heat sink. Okay, this is all heatsink. So there was another power device right there. It might be like the 3-phase bridge or maybe the braking IGBT, I don't know. We'll get the part numbers off of those power devices right there. Let me set this on the floor back here and we'll pull that power board back up. What a mess. It's probably going to take a good day to clean all this crud off of here. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 optocouplers, and they're firing channels that fire into the gate of the IGBT. You know, I didn't see any contact or anything like that that would prevent us from getting good diode drops from UV and W to plus bus. I did not, there's no contactor in here. There's the back side right here. There's more devices in the firing channel right here. Resistors and capacitors. Okay, let's see if we can get part numbers off of these power devices. And we'll go look up their parts. See if we can find a good PDF. I see UPEC. It's made by UPEC. It's barely can make out the part number. Get some close-up glasses on. It just says oh, there it is. Okay, I see it right there. There's a UPEC IGBT. I don't want to take too much off because I might rub the part number off. Let me get a magnifying glass. I'll have to write this down. Looks like FS 75R 12KS something. I think it's a 4. Let me write that down. FS 75 FS 75R 12KS 4. Now let's see if we can find a part number on this other one. Looks like it's going to be on the side that we can't see because of the resistor bank right there. Looks like another UPEC part. I'm going to have to pull this resistor bank off. I don't want to do that. Maybe I can get in from the side here. Yeah, it's UPEC port. Appears I'm going to have to take that resistor bank off to get the part number of the other one. Let's look up the one that we've got. We'll get a data sheet on the one that we've got, and I'll take these off. They're individually stacked by standoffs. I'll take these off, then we'll be able to get to this other IGBT. Alright, give me a little bit. Got to get some tools. Be careful, I don't want to open up one of these resistors. If my wrench plows into that green part and breaks it, that could be a mess. We'd have to order another resistor. Let me go get some sockets. I think we'd do better with sockets. One resistor. second resistor. Getting these separated will also give us the ability to check each resistor's resistance. Third resistor. So my father, he was really good at taking things apart. When I was a little boy, he would have me help him take things apart, you know, like if he was working on his car or something like that. There's the fourth resistor. Now we have an insulator. We get the insulator out of the way. We'll be able to see the part number of this power device right here. 4 resistors and an insulator. There we go. Now let's see if we can get that part number. Okay, there's the crud. Don't want to take too much crud off because I'll take the part number off. I'll scrub the part number off. Okay, take my glasses off. The flashlight here. Let's see what we got. Looks like DDB. Get some more of that crud off. I can't see half the letters. Give me a Q-tip. Okay. Let's see, DDB6U84N16RR. Okay, that's the part number of this power device right here. Just write that down. All right, D DDB6U DDB6U84 N16RR. Okay. N16RR. Okay. Now let's go. Oh, drop my clipboard. Come on, left hand. Stay in there. We ain't done working yet. We're going to go look up the PDFs for those power devices right here, and we'll see if we can test them on the board right here, and we'll see if we're missing high side UV and W. From the PDF, here's a drawing of our IGBT power module. Now plus bus is pins 37, 38, 39, and pins 13, 14, and 15. Bus ground are pins 34, 35, and 36, and pins 16, 17, and 18. Now, we'll call this U, V, and W. The U pins are 31, 32, and 35. The V pins are 25, 26, and 27. And the W pins are 19, 20, and 21. And from this diagram, we'll be able to check that IGBT. I'm especially concerned with the high side diode drops to U, V, and W. We had good voltage diode drops from bus ground to U, V, and W. Here is a picture of the other power module. Ow. Let me make sure we're in the picture there. Okay, that looks like we are. Here's our three-phase bridge. And it also has the braking IGBT. So over here we have bus plus on pins 14 and 16, bus ground on pins 15 and 17, L1, L2, and L3. L1 would be on 1 and 2, L2 would be on 3 and 4, L3 would be on 5 and 6. Here's our IGBT for the regenerative braking circuit right here. The collector of the IGBT is on pins 7 and 8. The gate is on pin 12. The emitter is on pin 11. And usually the emitter is tied to bus ground, but in this case it's separate. And so 9 and 10 are the emitter. We have a diode up here in the collector of the IGBT. The cathode goes to pin 13. Now, with this information, we'll be able to check the IGBT and the three-phase bridge. We already know that's good. We had good voltage diode drops there, but we'll be able to check that IGBT for the braking circuit. Let's pull our board back up here and we'll see if we got a bad IGBT. Okay, we're going to test our IGBT. These two terminals right here are bus plus, and then right beside it, these two terminals right here are bus ground. And then we have U, V, and W. So we're going to put our black lead on bus plus. I can't really see the meter. Let me get around the side here. And this is bus plus to U. We have 0.380 volt diode drop. Now that is very interesting because when we measured the diode drops from bus plus to U, V, and W at the connectors, we had no high side, no plus bus to U, V, or W. Let's check V. We have 0.378 volt diode drop. Black lead on bus plus, red lead on V. Red lead on W, 0.381 volt diode drop. Now since we're here, let's go ahead and test bus ground to U, V, and W. Red lead on bus ground, black lead on U, 0.383 volt diode drop. Black lead on V, 0.378 volt diode drop. Black lead on W, 0.383 volt diode drop. So this IGBT, according to our diode drops, is good. Isn't that strange? Why did we not have bus plus to UV and W at the connectors? This is turning into a conundrum. Egad, what are we going to do now? Well, let's save that for another day. Today's Saturday. Hope y'all ain't working on a Saturday, but we are usually around here. We're going to have to find out why at the connectors we did not have bus plus to U, V, and W. But here on the IGBT we do. Isn't that odd? Isn't that odd? Well, there's always tomorrow. We'll figure it out. We always figure it out, don't we? Or at least we try. Hope y'all's having a good day. Enjoy this nice springtime weather. It's wonderful outside. And we'll see you on part 2 of this video. Part 2 is going to be trying to figure out why we had an open circuit. And of course we're going to have to clean up these boards. Get all that factory dust and welding dust off of these boards. Could you imagine working where this drive came from? Oh man, I'd have to wear a respirator every single day I went in there. Otherwise I'd have orange lung. Oh jeez. Okay. Good day, folks. We'll see you next time.